Welcome back to Live with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2017. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is the 2016 Mr. Classic Physique Olympia runner-up, our good friend, Arash Rahbar. Hey.
What's up, Dave? How are you?
Good. We talk now as you're in the midst of your Olympia prep. I'm sure you're in suffering mode right now and preparing to return and hopefully come back as the champion this year, even though I felt that you should have been the champion last year. How's it going over there? I
appreciate that. It's going great. That is the plan, as you said, going down in, I think it's 3 weeks and 4 days now. I love the suffering. I shine this time in prep, so the more the better. I like the hardship and what I go through to achieve the conditioning that we need to display on stage. So I'm loving it. I'm happy. I'm happy with where I am at this point in my prep and how I'm looking.
Now, the playing field in the Classic Physique lineup has changed quite a bit over this past season. We've seen some new superstars emerge. We've seen guys like Chris Bumstead in Canada, clean house and pulling 2 wins. We saw Breon Ansley win in New York. There's a lot of guys that people are hyping as the next great thing in Classic Physique, but the bottom line is it's who looks best up there on that stage. Do you still think, in your opinion, that Danny Hester, being the defending champion, is the man to beat at this point?
Well, look, Danny is Mr. O, respectfully, and he is the man to beat. How he shows up that day, I can't say. I don't know. He brought a well-rounded package. He packs a lot of muscle on his frame, and it was conditioned. You and I both know, I've been following the sport since I was a teenager. There's always a bunch of new guys on the block and always a lot of gossip, and it's never who everyone thinks. Last year nobody talked about Danny. Everybody talked about myself and some other people, but the hype was around others, and Danny came and took it. So none of that stuff matters, man. The Classic Physique lineup this year is going to be considerably better. I think the top 3, top 4 guys were all better, and there's new guys in the mix, like you said.
Now, of the new guys that you've seen, you kind of sat out the whole year and you kind of just played it quiet and made improvements and, didn't really, make a lot of noise. But of the guys that did make the noise this year, the Chris Bumsteads, the, Breon Ansleys, the guys who came in and made it be known that they were, here to play, so to speak, George Peterson's, how do you think they will stack up at the Classic Physique Olympia in terms of, placings? Because a lot of people are making some bold predictions at this point.
Well, that's a big part of our sport. Everybody's a judge. Breon, obviously Breon's a great competitor. He was there, top 5. He placed 4th last year. So he's by no means a new kid on the block. He's better this year. He was better at the New York Pro, so I'm assuming he'll be better at the O. Chris Bumstead is a great competitor. Got a really nice look to him, very pleasing. George is a good friend of mine, total freak, man. The guy, you got to see him in person. He's incredible as well. But when we all stand next to each other, certain things shine on certain guys and certain things kind of diminish. So, selfies in the gym and on your Instagram mean nothing. It's your chosen lighting with your pomp in the gym, whatever the case may be. When we're all standing on that stage, on the same line, on that red tape that they tell us to stand behind with that lighting, we'll see who comes out, who comes out the victor.
Let's take yourself out of the equation for a minute because it's, we don't want to cloud judgments. When you look at a physique like George Peterson versus a physique like a Chris Bumstead, when I look at Bumstead, I see classic physique. I see small waist, longer torso, very big, nice lines in his body. When I see George Peterson, I see a mass of muscle, which is truly fantastically conditioned and has got great gifts in its own right. Do you think that the judges should be pushing more toward the classic look in this division, even though obviously the division is called Classic Physique, but is that the look that they should be going for?
I think it's really, really tough to say a classic look. At the end of the day, even men's open is supposed to be very aesthetic and very beautiful lines. The top guys are very aesthetic with beautiful lines. Bumstead definitely pulls it off. He's got a stretched out, tall physique. George is got great proportions and great symmetry. he just, his back is, his torso is a little short and his back is so wide, it makes you think he's this big mass monster. But George is, I forgot what his stage weight but he's very light. He's under many pounds below me and Bumstead. So it's all art of illusion, you know what I mean? And the way we display our physique. At the end of the day, I don't think someone's gonna get points for, you know, I don't even know how to call it classic, but whoever the most aesthetic is carrying the most amount of size and conditioning all together. You know, if there's two guys and everything is the same, aesthetic, symmetry, conditioning, one's bigger than the other, the bigger guy's going to win, you know?
Yeah. Now, your New York nemesis, as I like to call him, Sadik Hadzovic, who placed third right behind you last year at the Olympia, obviously has made improvements. We've seen pictures that he's been putting up on his social media. Can he beat you this year? Will he beat you?
You know, I don't think so. You know, I mean, we've all made improvements, you know. Everyone has improved that was up there on that stage. I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting, you know. So everyone else isn't going to come in 10 or 15% better, and I'm going to come in the same Arash. So if they think they're coming in to compete with that guy that placed second last year, they got another thing coming. I'm head and shoulders better. You know, I'm sitting at the same weight this time last year, but I look considerably bigger and rounder. You know, the thing is that about me, I'm very unbiased, and you know, I'm my hardest critic. I always want to improve, but I think I'm a fairly well-rounded competitor, meaning I don't have any astronomical flaws. I don't have a body part that's just, you know, way behind other body parts. You know, there might be some that are better than others, but I have a strong back, I have a strong chest, I have good proportioned symmetrical legs that match my upper body, my shoulders, you know. So, you know, I'm well-rounded. I think I'm a tough competitor to beat when I come in when I peak and I'm at my best.
Now, you probably have the most muscle per square inch on your body. I would think that maybe George is up there too, but you pack a lot of muscle, but you have aesthetics. You always bring conditioning to the stage. You know, I don't even see really a comparison between you and Danny Hester in terms of, you're obviously more conditioned than he is, you have more muscle than he is, and you're probably more aesthetic than he is. Is it annoying to you, or does it make you feel disheartened to a sense that you aren't able to beat him last year?
Look, I wasn't happy that I didn't win. I was upset when I got off stage. That being said, when I looked at the pictures, I was content with the way I looked and I was happy. You know me, Dave, for many years now. I love this shit. I compete and I bodybuild because I love it. And I'm happy and blessed to be here. And I don't mean that in like a cliche, cheesy bullshit way. That's the honest truth. Right. I'm happy to be here. I am so happy that we have this division. I'm not going to kick and scream, man. How many years did Ronnie not even place top 10 before he became the king? You know what I mean? So listen, I wasn't bitter. I congratulated Danny and I meant it. I'm just happy to be part of this and be able to be doing what I love, you know? Yeah. So no, I wasn't happy that I lost, but I didn't. You never heard me once on social media, on any interview, kick and scream and complain and said I should have been first. Never. You won't hear that shit from me.
No, Chris and I will do it for you, so don't worry about it.
Yes, you did it for me last year in your wrap up, and I appreciate that. It meant a lot.
You know? Now, you're one of the few Classic Physique guys that has a contract. You signed with the Diamond Ties a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And how did that come about?
You know, they showed interest way back before we even signed, and we went back and forth. And I was never really gung-ho, like looking for a sponsor. I'm a businessman. I didn't want to sell myself short, and I didn't want to sign with a company that I didn't feel comfortable backing me. You know, like telling people, hey, use these supplements. Meanwhile, it's a bunch of crap. So it was a good fit. It was very comfortable. Before we even spoke about numbers or signing contracts, I flew out to Dallas, met the team, and for such a big company, they're a very small knit, real down to earth, cool group of people. So we rubbed each other the right way, and the rest is history. I've been with them for about 3 months now.
Okay, that's always nice to have a supplement company backing you, and like you said, you work a full-time job, so it wasn't like you needed the money, but it does definitely help when you have a little extra cash to pay for your food and your supplements.
Yeah, it's a great fit. I'm very happy to be with them.
All right, so let's go through what's going to happen at the Olympia. You get there what day?
I'm getting there really early. I'm getting there like on Monday.
Oh, Wow. So that means Chris Aceto will probably be there on Tuesday if you know him.
Yeah.
So you get there. Where you stay? Where do you stay? At the Platinum Hotel?
Yeah, probably. You're throwing out all my info out there, huh?
That's where. Well, I know because that's where Chris stays with all his guys. So you're at the Platinum. You got your own kitchen, everything.
I don't know if Chris got a room. They're all booked up. I think he's staying somewhere else.
He'll probably be staying within your room. He'll sleep on the couch. He doesn't care.
On my couch. Yeah, I'll get him some Diet Dr. Peppers.
He loves that. Yeah, he'll sleep on any couch. As long as you got a couch, he'll stay on it. So you get there. You get there Monday. I'm sure you'll be training at where? Where are you going to be working out when you're down there?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out.
I know Mark Anthony has a gym down there, doesn't he now?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Johnny. We speak. I have his number. I'll ask him.
Yeah, what's the name of it? Oh, it's Olympia week. It's opening, Johnny.
So I'll definitely go pay him a visit. I like Mark. He's a good dude.
Yeah. And then you guys don't have a press conference. When's your weigh-in on Wednesday?
You know what? I think this year we might be a part of it. The weigh-in is on Thursday.
Okay. So what time on Thursday will you have to make weight? Because I know that's a big thing for you because you're probably 20 pounds overweight right now, if I know you're right.
You know, no, not 20, a little less than 20, but I hold water miraculously or terribly. But last year I made weight by 2 pounds. Everyone always thinks I'm so heavy. You know?
But you're bigger now. You're way bigger. You're going to have a lot more trouble.
But I'm the same weight. I'm the same weight this time in prep. You could ask Chris. I was looking back at the emails like a week ago. I was the same weight. Yeah,
but you said you're harder and bigger this time around.
Yeah, my legs, my quads are bigger. My arms and shoulders, I think, are bigger, but the weight's the same.
Yeah, well, you're going to have a lot more trouble making weight. So you got to make weight what time? In the early afternoon on Thursday?
I got to check. I got to double check, but last year it was like 5 p.m.
Oh, yeah, that's late. Now, what time do you go on stage on Saturday?
I go on stage on Friday morning.
Oh, wow. So you have no time to carb up then?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
isn't that a problem?
I weighed in on Thursday. I had like 4 or 5 carb meals, drank some water. I was good to go on Friday. I wasn't as full Friday morning as I was at the Olympia stage on Saturday, but I honestly don't even think I need to be blasting full. I was very, very sharp. So it's like, you know, you can lose a little bit of sharpness and be ridiculously full or vice versa, you know? So it's enough time. All of Thursday night, eat up, and get on stage on Friday morning.
Well, for people who are watching out there, what will you and Chris do? Like, what kind of a carb up do you do when you have, like, you know, less than 18 hours to get on stage, you know?
Honestly, we play everything by ear. Like the way that I'm saying right now, like, oh, you know, it'll be okay. Just got to look at what you look like and act accordingly.
Well, what would you, like, right after you weigh in, what do you eat? Give me an idea.
Probably cream of rice or white rice.
Okay, with any protein, or are you just going to down carbs?
No, I'll probably the first meal I'll have some protein and some fats.
Right. Okay.
You know?
And then what would you go to, like? Okay, let's say that's at 5:15. You're going to eat that. What do you eat at like 7 o'clock now?
Well, after weigh-in, I could tell you. It depends this year what I look like. But last year I basically did cream of rice like every 2 hours with a small portion of protein, and I had some red meat, and that was it. And then the last meal I think was a small portion of protein and potatoes, white potatoes.
And what would you eat, like, say, Friday morning?
I would get up early and continue to eat same stuff, same type of foods.
Okay, so you're very conservative in the way you fill up.
Yeah, I don't do anything like funky or crazy, you know.
Because some guys would go out and they'd have, you know, pancakes and other junky foods to try to fill up. You don't need to do that, evidently.
No, I mean, I think it's too much of a risk, you know. I mean, you could just add stuff to the cream of rice, I guess.
Right. You know? I'm just wondering, because a lot of people wonder, you know, how do these guys fill up so much? Because I know you have to really suffer to make weight. You'll probably be 10 pounds over when you get to Vegas, I would assume, right?
Yeah, probably. You know, Vegas, the weather's different there. Everywhere you go, there's AC. It's very dry, so I wasn't sweating a lot when I was there. Right. But I cut water the night before. I didn't eat that day. Did some cardio with a rubber suit on, and I made weight by a full 2 pounds. It wasn't a really back-breaking ordeal for me. And I just rehydrated, you know. As long as you don't dehydrate yourself badly doing the wrong methods, you bounce back quickly, you know. So when I drank the water with those meals that I told you, I bounced back within like 4 or 5 hours. My body came right back to life.
All right. Well, it sounds like you got the plan down pat, and it sounds like all your ducks are in order, and we're looking forward to seeing you out there in Vegas in less than, I think we're down to 4 weeks here. And best of luck with the rest of your prep.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys too. I miss you now that you left New York. You guys are Floridians.
That's right. But we'll see you in Vegas, and hopefully we'll see you emerge as the next Mr. Olympia. How's that sound?
Appreciate that, Dave. It's very kind of you. I look forward to it as well. Let's look forward to seeing the whole RXMuscle team.
All right. That will take us to the end of another episode of Live with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.